competition style ribs. These are the big ones. Okay, so this is the pulmonary pleura, and basically it's what holds the lungs in on humans and pigs. So this membrane, actually, this is the easiest way to get it off with a butter knife. Sometimes you need a fork to get it going, and you just place it underneath. And you're going to need paper towel because it's very slippery and rubbery. But once you get it working, put your finger underneath there and you get it off. You can't leave this on here. I used to think you could, but there's a lot of fat underneath there. And in competition, if you have it on there and you keep it on there, you're going to probably be disqualified if they notice it. But it also, you want that fat to drip off, and in order for it to drip off, you have to get rid of this. A lot of restaurants don't have the time to actually take it off, so they just leave it on there. But you really do get less fat and you get more flavor by taking it off. And you can see there's a little bit of fat left behind, and that'll just kind of, when you put them in the racks, that'll just melt away and you'll be left with just meat. And then what you do is you just take a paper towel and you just start pulling it back like that. And usually the whole membrane will just come once you get it underneath, and you can see where it's coming off like that in a single strip, and obviously that's going to go right in the trash. I marinate with a base of bourbon on any type of pork. Sometimes I'll use rum, but on ribs I really prefer the bourbon. And then I put my dry rub on once I have this on. A couple things about the bourbon: it does start to melt away that fat. It starts dissolving it, because that's what alcohol does. And once we have a good amount of bourbon on them, you can already smell the flavor. It's just amazing. And then we start putting our rub on. Okay, now these ribs have been soaking for about an hour in nothing but bourbon. So we'll go ahead and do a generous amount of paprika. And then your dry rub consists of whatever you want it to be. There's a lot of different recipes, and this is how I start my ribs. Right. And now it's time to put on a dry rub. Now that we've got the paprika on, now we're going to go to our spice blend. And our spice blend here has a little bit of chili powder in it. Basically just want to be generous and just throw it on. Whatever your spice blend is, maybe a little bit of garlic. The paprika I put on by itself at the beginning. And as you can see, this has a nice orange, almost Mars-like color, planet Mars. And then just work it in, whatever your rib recipe is. This is competition style, so I can't give you everything that's in it, but you can buy a spice rub, a dry rub from the store. McCormick's makes one, Grill Mates, there's a ton of them. Okay, the last thing we put on is a generous coating of brown sugar. And I like brown sugar because it's natural and it caramelizes beautifully on ribs. God, that smells good. This is serious competition style ribs. And again, these are St. Louis style. I've already cut the flap off on them. As you can see, they're straight and they look like baby backs. When I cook for people, I like it to be looking beautiful. I like the aesthetics part of it. Okay, so now it is day 2. We have prepared the Charging Wild baby backs, which is in the new book, but we're doing them with spare ribs. So it's basically the same recipe. It's just we're doing them with spare ribs tonight. And we're going to make the sauce, and the sauce has got the drippings that comes out of here, it's a dry marinade, it's a dry rub obviously, but we do put Jack Daniels on. So that Jack Daniels mixes with the brown sugar and a few other things. We've got some barbecue sauce over there. You can use any kind of sauce, and then you just add in a little bit of Jack Daniels and some wet that kind of drips off of there. You just put that into here. You mix in about 4 ounces, and we just dumped it into here, and then we're going to put this on the stove and boil it out. In here we have some mustard, like 3 ounces of mustard. I like the spicy brown, but you can use any kind of mustard. And then I've got another couple ounces of Jack Daniels in here, and then I've got a few other things like some brown sugar, and that's pretty much about it. But that's what goes on the ending sauce glaze. These will be cooked without any sauce. This is just the dry rub. We're going to put them on some racks, and what we have done is, now I will stick these in the oven for approximately 2 hours, and they will spend 3 hours on mesquite charcoal for a total of 5 hours. We'll be grill side momentarily, and this is going to be about a 5-hour deal. So marinate off and grill responsibly. We'll see you grill side. Okay, now we got the charcoal briquettes on, as you can see. So we are at grill side, and that's the beautiful part about today. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. So that's going to create a bunch of smoke, and that's when we throw these back on. Now that we turn them over, and we'll shut her down. Just shut her down. Just like that. How about that concept? I'm just turning these over right now. It's been in the oven for 2 hours, and now they've been on here for about an hour. Oh, there's so much moisture inside of here. That's nice. We'll take these out of the boil in the last hour. But what we're trying to do at this point is keep moisture inside so that these things come out really tender. We want that thing falling off the bone. Oh yeah. And I put a bunch of Jack Daniels all over it. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking these out of the foil, and they're just, the smell is just incredible. And we have separation. The ribs starting. These will be on for about another hour. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. Marinate off and grill responsibly. Chop, sizzle, grill, eat. Talk to you next time.